Hey guys, Troubletcat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade, of course, as I, always do. This is a Bad Company 2, some Bad Company 2 footage I recorded. I'm playing as defenders. My team gets reamed. It takes about 9 minutes. Feels bad, man, although I do end up leading my team, my terrible team. Anyway, I want to make a video to talk a little bit about the big games coming out soon, other than Battlefield 3. You all know that I'm really looking forward to Battlefield 3, that there's going to be tons of BF3 footage on my channel, that I'm going to be playing the ever-loving shit out of that game. You all know how I feel about it. So, what about the other big releases in the next few months? So, there are a lot of them, of course. There's a fair few, and there have been some in the past little while as well that I'm not going to talk about here. Like, I'm not going to talk about Rage, I don't have it. I'm not going to talk about Dead Island, I didn't buy it, etc., etc. What I want to talk about is some upcoming games that aren't out yet, but will be fairly soon. And the first one I want to talk about is Skyrim, because I got a comment on a video asking me if I was going to buy Skyrim, and I sort of said, maybe down the line, because I'm not really that excited about it, and somebody was, outraged, not excited about Skyrim, what the fuck? Well, this is kind of a response to that. I'm also going to talk about a couple other games, Modern Warfare 3 and Mass Effect 3, namely. But I wanted to talk about Skyrim real quick first up, and mostly, why I'm not buying it on release. Why I'm not, if I had, I could also throw in, like, Arkham City, games like that. There are tons of games that go in this category where, for one, I don't really have any money, but with Skyrim, it's more a case of, I love the Elder Scrolls series, generally speaking. I love Morrowind to bits. It's an amazing game. There was a game called Redguard that was kind of a spin-off game that was also really, really good. That one's even older than Morrowind. Oblivion, yeah, Oblivion is where I felt like the series started to take a real downturn, The gameplay got more action-oriented, much less complex and varied than Morrowind. I felt like the Elder Scrolls games, they always nail the setting, the characters, the world, mostly, the world. They always really nail that. And again, in Oblivion, I felt like the setting was good, it was the Elder Scrolls I knew and loved, and it was a part we hadn't seen in a while, but I didn't think it compared to Morrowind, just in terms of the variety of the environments, how interesting the world was to be in and to explore. I think Morrowind was better. I feel like Oblivion was actually a step back in this regard, and especially, Skyrim might be better than Oblivion was in this respect, and I'm sure it'll be very good in this respect, and that's the thing that makes me interested, makes me want to get this, because I'm interested in the world, I'm interested in the environments, that kind of stuff. What bores me to tears, though, is the gameplay as it was in Oblivion. It wasn't really a proper RPG anymore, and it was not an action RPG either. The combat system was just dull and flat, and it didn't do anything for me. The storyline was meh. Again, the writing in Oblivion wasn't actually that good. Morrowind was better. I know Oblivion, they tried to voice a lot more of the stuff than in Morrowind, but it really took its toll in terms of there being a lot less detail and stuff like that. And I just feel like Skyrim, I really feel like the consolification of the series, like Oblivion was clearly, Morrowind got an Xbox release, but it was clearly a PC game, whereas Oblivion feels like a 360 game. It feels like a console game, and that can be good in some cases, but it's not good in this case, because they're taking what was a fairly hardcore RPG franchise and trying to make it work on consoles, and then I think Skyrim, they're going even further in this direction. Maybe the combat will be more interesting as a result, but what I want is a return to the way things were in Morrowind, I want that more hardcore kind of experience, and we're just not going to get that in Skyrim, so, yeah, I'm interested in one way to see what they're doing with the world and stuff like that, but at the same time, I know the gameplay isn't going to be, my favorite thing, so I'm not superbly excited. I'll probably get it eventually. What about Modern Warfare 3? You guys might think, being as I am primarily these days a Battlefield player, that I would not even remotely consider buying Modern Warfare 3. I've said a number of times that I'd like to avoid it if at all possible. Fact is, I'll probably get it eventually when the price drops. I'll probably import it from Hong Kong or something, get it on the cheap. Because, yeah, it's pretty terrible, and a lot of it's to do not with the game itself being really bad, but with the community being terrible, and the way people try to take the game seriously really bugs me when it's clearly such a casual title. In terms of, I'm just going to say this, there are worse ways if you just want to turn off your brain and kill a couple hours. There are worse things you could do than play a Call of Duty title. And aside from that, I do kind of enjoy the single players. I mean, I wish not like, it's, you know, they're exciting and they tend to have a kind of cool-ish sort of retarded storyline. So yeah, I'll try that out. Probably eventually I will probably buy the game. You know, I'm going to be mostly playing Battlefield 3, but I'll probably try Modern Warfare 3 eventually. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. You know, I could get much more into it, but I've talked so much about Call of Duty and Battlefield and the differences and all this kind of stuff in other videos that I'm not going to bother. You can see here I'm actually trying out a bunch of the different sniper rifles in this game. It had been a while since I played BC2, and it was feeling kind of weird, and I was like, I'm just going to try some different sniper rifles. Seeing as I don't quite remember what my stylings were like. Anyway, what about Mass Effect 3? Mass Effect 3 is another one that a lot of people are really excited for, which is why I threw it in there as the other thing I was going to talk about in this video. It's kind of weird because I loved Mass Effect 1 and I loved Mass Effect 2. Once again, I kind of wish they had made it more RPG and less action game. That said, the combat in Mass Effect 2 is a lot better than it was in Mass Effect 1 due to some of the changes. I don't know, I just felt like they could have kept more stuff, like in terms of, you know, loot and inventory management and stuff like that, more like the first Mass Effect. I actually really did, I was one of the few people that probably really did actually like driving around in Mako in the first Mass Effect, and I was kind of disappointed. They got rid of that in ME2. I mean, that scanning for minerals thing was even duller. So, But I mean, I really do like both those games, and at the same time, I'm not that excited for Mass Effect 3. I think, you know, I really have no reason to doubt BioWare. They've never done me wrong, although I understand Dragon Age 2 was a bit of a disappointment. I didn't play it, so they haven't done me wrong. I mean, I played the demo, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not buying this crap, and then I didn't. And so, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, for some reason, I'm just a little bit apprehensive of Mass Effect 3. I'm worried that they're gonna fuck up the good thing they've got going on. I guess is the main thing, and I'm gonna be waiting to see how people will respond to it before picking it up myself, probably. Just because, yeah, I love the story. It's a cool story. Cool characters. The gameplay's a lot of fun. I'm just kind of worried with ME3 they're gonna fuck it up in some horrible way. I don't know. So I'm gonna be hanging out on that one a little bit. It's just, there's no rational reason to suspect this. It's just what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking is going to come to pass. So that's about it. Arkham City, seeing as there's a little bit of time left, another 30 seconds, minute or so, I will touch on Arkham City. I loved Arkham Asylum. I'm told Arkham City is pretty much the same thing, but superior. But with Arkham City, I don't have the money right now, and it's pretty low priority. I don't know, for me right now, like, I want to get in there, and I want to kick some ass in BF3, and everything else is kind of low priority in comparison, although I did order Dark Souls the other day, because I love Demon Souls to bits, so I've got that coming in. I wish I could upload that or stream Dark Souls or something for you guys, because I'm sure it's going to be an amazing game, but I can't record from my PS3, so that ain't happening, sadly, although I will probably do a review of it when I complete it. So you'll have that to look forward to, my thoughts on the game, at least. Anyway, that's this game. As you can see, we got whomped pretty horrendously. My team flossed. I think it went 12-9, and I led my team, which is, it's kind of depressing considering I was playing Recon, not really getting many assists or motion mines or anything like that. Pretty much just on kills, and yeah, I don't know. I guess my team was kind of balls, but I led it, so I was the biggest ball of all. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Troubletcat out.